Another fantastic episode of Turn on the Steam. My name is the Steam Mix-Master Emiliano, and we are all Anaheim Public Library. And remember, you guys are the Steam future. Please believe that. Today we're going to do an incredible episode. We have a rubber band car. We're going to make a car, and it's going to power itself with a rubber band. And I hope you're excited because I am, and we're going to turn on the steam in about 3 seconds. Okay. Now, before we start building our rubber band car, I want to talk about safety. We want to be sure that we are doing this safely, always. We want to work smarter, not harder. So for instance, we want to make sure that we do this in a safe manner, so we're never going to start punching holes in this like this, right? We're never going to start doing things like this. We want to make sure that everything that we do, we use the tools correctly and in an appropriate manner so we don't hurt ourselves, okay? It's very important. Now that we got through this part, now we can truly start turning on the steam and making our car. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about some of the supplies you need to make this rubber band car. Basically, what you're gonna use is 2 craft sticks, like this. And if you don't have these small ones, you can use larger ones. These are fine. I have a straw. I have a bamboo skewer. Then we also have 4 water caps, bottle caps, 2 AAA batteries that are dead. They're just going to be used as weight. A rubber band, of course. We're going to use a glue gun here because it's very important and makes it easier to get right where we want. But you can also use Elmer's glue. I have an electric pencil sharpener that I'm going to use, but you could also use a handheld manual pencil sharpener. And those are basically the ingredients that you're going to use for today's rubber band car. So basically, the first thing we're going to do is grab these 2 glue sticks and align them like this. I'm going to cut out the straw now, so this way we glue it all at once. Basically, you want a small amount of straw for the front. I just measured it, just like that should work. Bam. And then we're going to do 2 more of them small right here, just to cover the back end. 1 and 2. Now we're going to get our glue gun, and I'm going to glue this together. The sticks are going to get glued together right now, and then once I do that, very carefully, I'm going to grab this, glue the back end, and we just put a little bit of glue here and put in the back end. These are what's going to hold our chopsticks in place as we put our wheels in. So now that we have this all in place, we want to make sure that they're all lined perfectly. I'm going to start sharpening my bamboo skewer. So again, if you don't have an electric pencil sharpener, you can use a manual one. It's just a lot slower. I have an electric one, so I'm going to use it. So now what we do with this, really easy peasy, we're going to take this sharp end, be very careful, and we're just going to push it into these bottle caps. Bam. So now that's one wheel. Now guess what we're going to do? We're going to sharpen the other end and put the other wheel on, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, doesn't have to be crazy sharp, just enough to puncture this cheap plastic that holds our wheel in place. Take it out, we're going to put it in the front, and then put the wheel back in. We already made the hole, and we're just going to line it right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the excess part that we don't need. I'm using these pliers that I have from 3D printing. You can also use scissors. This is where you might want to get your parents to help you out. Cutting it off. And remember, all these little pieces that I cut off, we're going to use again. So now what we're going to do is the back end of the car. We're going to put the wheels onto the back end. We're going to try to center it as best we can. Then we're going to stick it in here. We want to puncture it into the last wheel. Make sure you center it. So now what do we need to do? We need to cut off our ends, and we need to crazy glue this with our glue gun and make sure everything's nice and secure, right? Okay, so we go in here like this and just dab some glue around the outside, and I'll do the same thing on the other side as well. And then we're going to wait for this to glue, and then we're going to do the other side, right? Whoa, you guys heard that? That's called turning on the steam, literally. Looks good, it's rolling. So we can put our weights on. These are just basically for weights. There's no battery power whatsoever because these are dead batteries. We're just using something that people have no purpose for anymore, for a different purpose. I'm gonna take this little piece that we broke off earlier, and I'm gonna glue it to the front. That's really all we need to do. About yay big, this big only. And I'm gonna put that onto the back end. This part I'm gonna have to hold with my hands because I want it to glue in a certain position, and if I let go of it, it will slide because of gravity, of course. So now everything has been glued on nice and tight. So I'm going to glue the very last one, which is basically just gluing the rubber band onto the front of the car. And I'm not going to glue it onto the back end because I want this car to spin. So here's our car. Our car has been fully assembled. The rubber band has been glued to the front end. We need to test this out to see how it works. I'm just going to kind of just wrap it around here and twist the wheels a few times. And guess what? We have a little course right here. And we're going to release this in about 3, 2, 1. And it went, but it went too fast. I think it could be the material we're on. Remember, when you try this on different materials, it's going to roll differently. On a hardwood floor, it will be different than on a carpet, than on this material that I have here from a party, I guess, that they used. So basically, there is my car. It moves on its own, but it doesn't really knock down the bricks that I have over there unless I go like this. There's your rubber band powered car. So I also wanted to show you some other cars that I created. These are one that I made with bigger wheels. I believe this is a Gatorade top. And then here's one that I use with bigger craft sticks, and I use 2 wheels on each side, so a total of 8 to make a double wide wheel. And here is your larger size object, and then here is the smaller size vehicle. And let's give it a go, one of these, and see if we can knock down these red cups with this extra wide car that I have here, rubber band powered with AA batteries in the back that serve no purpose but to create weight. And there it goes. Another one works. And I hope you had a great time doing this, because I know I had a great time creating these rubber band cars. And I'd love to hear what you have to say. Make some comments below. Show me a picture of what you made. And remember, you can always turn on the steam. Thanks for coming, guys. Bye.